Hi, my name is Parker Montgomery, and today I am doing my Slvb for service learning and talking about COVID and how it affects our world today. So, the health crisis with COVID 19 gives us a closer understanding that unexpected life events and circumstances can happen and impact our world at large, regardless of one's race, gender, sexuality, socioeconomic status, and background. We saw this so clearly in how a new way of doing about or going about life has impacted everyone with social distancing measures in place, school, and university, with continuous reminders of common sense hygiene practices as well as daily food and household good consumptions becoming at a scarcity. Not to mention the difference of opinions of wearing masks now that the vaccine has been made regularly available. And all of these matters have been at the forefront for so many years, yet many have been here all along. I mean, for 3 years, my bad, but yet they've been here all along. So, thinking about this question is we've been, in a pandemic for about 3 years now, and it really can take a toll on a lot of people. And people are tired of wearing masks. I have facial hair, and it itches the crap out of my facial hair. I do wear a mask when I'm required to, of course, but it's just uncomfortable. It's not what we're used to, and I don't know how long it really will take for us to get used to it. I know all the time I'll just go into the store, and if it says there's a mask requirement, sometimes I'll just get out of my truck and just walk in and forget about my mask. Sometimes I'll leave my mask on and forget I even have it on. It'll be like down here. So it's something that we are slowly getting used to, but it is very hard. In my opinion, on the mask thing, if you are vaccinated, I believe you got the vaccine so you could start trying to live life normally again. So wearing a mask, I believe, shouldn't be required if you have the vaccine unless you are around um, people who could be very sensitive to COVID, unlike yourself. Which, if you have someone who is maybe older or doesn't have the best immune system, then that's something you really got to think about because, if you're vaccinated and all that, you might not be worried about it yourself, but you never know about people around you. So I try and, wear my mask a good bit whenever I'm around other people that I know that could have a differing opinion on me from the mask because you never know who's out there and who could actually be, really damaged by the whole thought of COVID. And the fact of the matter is we've been told to wash our hands and good hygiene and, to stock up on necessities when you need them if there's going to be like a storm or something. So we've all kind of been somewhat prepped for this, but it hasn't been as prevalent until now. Like I know that there has been a definite increase of people washing their hands, which is a good thing. I think that people should obviously wash their hands. Like you should keep good hygiene. So I think that it is making things more common, practices more common that should be. Um, but like I said, they've been around for so long, but it seems like this past 3 years is really the only time where we've actually you know, talked about it or made it really a big thing and pushed it really hard on people. And just even a small little thing like COVID can have such a big impact on our world and just everything about it. Like everyone gets affected by it differently, and going to school is now different. You get sick and you really don't even feel like going to class because of, you cough funny in public and people are going to think you maybe have COVID. So, with all these things in place, there's a lot of things that we are used to, but then there are things that we have to sort of practice to make more common, to, make second nature to our brains, sort of. So, one of the next questions was, how has the pandemic caused you to become more aware of your own privileges and necessities? I would say that really the biggest privilege I have is being, someone with a great immune system and being, young and healthy compared to someone who, might be a little older, like even my grandparents. If I get COVID, it could be just like a cold, but if someone older than me, like my grandparents or someone like that, gets it, it could be a whole new thing. And that's kind of why I really do tend to wear my mask, like I was saying, because you never know. And so I'd say that's the biggest privilege that I see is not having to worry about COVID as much and not have to be as scared of it all the time. So, and then necessities, hand sanitizer, and just making sure you have household necessities often, because you never know when a craze is going to go about and the toilet paper shelves are going to be gone or anything like that. So you always have to kind of be ready for that. And obviously hand sanitizer is a big necessity now. It's everywhere. So the next question is, how does the current state of our society impact you, your family, your friends, and those who rely on services provided by the community? So like a food pantry or something like that. So I would say the current state of my society impacts me and my friends and family in a way that we can't go about and do things. We cannot travel as much. We can't have as much fun going out anymore than we used to. And also there is wearing the mask in public, which some places are, trying to get that mandate gone or whatever. But I just really think that it just limits what we can do. And then those who rely on services provided by the community, it absolutely is devastating to them. Not as many people want to volunteer, and that means the services go down in quality and they just almost diminish. So I would say that's the biggest thing. And then how does the current condition that our world is in impact the various sites and agencies and organization in my community in the long term? I would say that everyone's just a lot more careful. Agencies are a lot more, careful about wearing a mask and, careful about if you have COVID, you cannot work with a student, obviously, and they're very, very cautious about giving a student or, someone you're working with at a site some sort of, sickness or worse, COVID. So, and then the final question is in what ways can you use your privileges to better serve your community? And I think this one's really simple and really straightforward. I would say just me not having to worry about COVID as much and not having to shelter myself as much from this disease allows me to hopefully get out there and volunteer more and help more to hopefully help the community in ways that they're lacking now because of this pandemic. And some people might not be able to help as much, and so that's my duty as someone who is not as worried about COVID to fill their shoes. So that has been my video, and thank you for watching.